the person voted least likely to succeed at public speaking. Welcome everyone to another session of Walking with Randy, where we talk about writing, speaking, marketing, coaching, and marriage. Today we're continuing to talk about speaking. The person voted least likely to succeed as a public speaker. I want to give you a little bit of a glimpse into my own life. When I was in the 7th grade, the teacher told us that we were going to have to give a book report. I thought that'll be fine. I will get out my piece of paper and I'll write out that report. But the teacher also said, and every one of you will give a report to the whole class. Excellent job of giving that book report. I studied her technique. She stood at the front, she talked very fluently, and then she would stop for a minute as though she needed something else to say, and she would rifle through the pages of the book. And then she would look up, and again, she would speak very fluently and talk some more. And she did that 2 or 3 times. And she said, if you want to know what happens next, then you'll have to read the book. Well, it came my turn. I got up and I started talking about the book that I had read 2 chapters of. And I ran out of things to say. And I rifled through the pages, and that did not help me one bit. And then that terrible experience of being in front of the class and feeling rejection and failure just kicked in. Well, I don't know what your experience has been like, but that was mine. And at that moment, I was convinced that I would have been voted the least likely to succeed at public speaking. I avoided that the rest of my grade school career. When I got in high school, I took a safe class like agriculture. Well, this time they told us that we would have to give a report on a magazine article. Well, I prepared. At least it was short enough that I actually had read the article. And so I had written out statements. There was a problem, though, because the teacher told us that if we didn't go for 3 minutes, we would have to do it again. I went through my material, and I happened to look at my watch, and I had a whole minute left. And I thought, I don't have enough material written down here to go another minute. So I stood there in silence while the class was trying to figure out what I was doing, and I was calculating. I saw that I had 6 things left to say, and I was going to be a minute short. So I read the first thing that I had left to say, and then 3, and counted all the way to 10. And then I did that with each of my 6 sentences, and I did get my minute taken care of. And so it was another not so good experience. When I got in college, I had to take a speech class. I don't remember it being good or bad as far as my experience of giving the speeches. I do remember after one of those short speeches, the teacher was very nice to me, encouraged me, said she liked my voice, and then she gave me some constructive criticism. Now, it wasn't so bad. And then in another safe class called Art Appreciation, agony. I just wondered if I was going to live through it. And finally, after 45 minutes of the 50 minutes that I was going to be up there, somebody laughed. And it wasn't like a laughter of derision. The whole class laughed. It was laughter of enjoyment. And I played on that a little bit, even though what I said was not intended to elicit laughter. But it worked. That was a turning point in my life. Well, I don't know what your experience was like, but I also was feeling this calling into ministry. And I kept wondering how I was going to do that, since I didn't like public speaking, and yet ministry involves so much public speaking. How was I going to do that? Well, the fateful day came when I had to preach my first sermon, and I made off. It was a wonderful experience. Then my second sermon, again, was a terrible experience, which brought humility into my life. And then I've had the third sermon, and from there on out, I have spoken over 3,000 times in the United States, and not only there, but also in Mexico, Japan, and Australia. So, the person least likely to succeed at public speaking has at least made it to where I could speak for over 3,000 times in the course of my ministry. Here are some of the things that I've learned. Preparation helps a whole lot. Even in that bad experience in the ag course, the preparation enabled me to get through that, even though I had to count 10 seconds between every one of those 6 sentences in order to succeed at that speech. Now, it probably wasn't very effective at keeping people's attention and getting the point across, but at least the preparation helped me get through it. But preparation helps a whole lot. The other thing is, you can continue to work on your skills. You can study other public speakers. You can read books on the subject. You can find out tricks about holding attention. Skills. And the third thing is, just get started. Just get started. You get an opportunity, say yes. Prepare. Prepare will help you a whole lot. And then just do it. And just keep on doing it. You see, each presentation that you give